Towards the end of last week, President Donald Trump reversed another boneheaded blunder of his predecessor, Barack Hussein Obama, this time repairing the damage done to American policy in regards to Cuba. The United States had sanctions in place against the oppressive communist dictatorship in Cuba for over half a century, until Barack I, having won nothing for the Cuban people, took it upon himself to diplomatically surrender to the Castro regime. This weak and foolish decision was yet another moment of embarrassment in Obama's long line of embarrassing moments for the American people. In a speech in Florida, President Donald Trump pulled no punches as he detailed his plans for policy in Cuba and called out the Castro regime.
Many of you witnessed terrible crimes committed in service of a depraved ideology. You saw the dreams of generations held by captive. And just literally, you look at what happened and what communism has done. You knew faces that disappeared, innocents locked in prisons, and believers persecuted for preaching the word of God. The exiles and dissidents here today have witnessed communism destroy a nation, just as communism has destroyed every single nation where it has ever been tried. We will not be silent in the face of communist oppression any longer. And now that I am your president, America will expose the crimes of the Castro regime and stand with the Cuban people in their struggle for freedom. It's hard to think of a policy that makes less sense than the prior administration's terrible and misguided deal with the Castro regime. The previous administration's easing of restrictions on travel and trade does not help the Cuban people. They only enrich the Cuban regime. The profits from investment and tourism flow directly to the military. The regime takes the money and owns the industry. The outcome of last administration's executive action has been only more repression and a move to crush the peaceful democratic movement. Therefore, effective immediately, I am canceling the last administration's completely one-sided deal with Cuba.
President Trump's message was delivered to many Cuban Americans, including Cubans who have suffered at the hands of the Castros. The president also was not shy about calling out Obama and the devastation caused by his relaxation of sanctions, which only served to help enrich the communist dictatorship and its military. The Trump administration is on record saying they don't wish for communication to be shut down completely, and as a show of good faith, the American embassy will remain open in Havana. A list of demands on the Castro regime is in place, and among other things, it includes free and fair elections, the release of political prisoners, and increased freedoms for the Cuban people. The president campaigned on returning America to a position of strength in the world. This move last week is certainly another major step in the right direction by President Donald Trump.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and donate at theraywarnershow.com.